My name's Bessie Williams. I'm from Anyone4TV and we're an international casting agency based in the North East. Television, I think, has changed so much in the last sort of 20 years. You know, at one time it used to be very difficult to get into television. You had to be in equity. Now, you know, it's very open. Anyone can get onto television. I feel anyone sort of is in the middle. Anyone can join, but it's a safe place to come, and that's where Marigold TV comes in.
Marigold TV started out with the idea that being an extra, or as in the industry they would say now, a supporting artist, to be easy. When I first started working with Bessie, one of the things we noticed was that most of the roles coming in were for people over the age of 50. The key thing was to make it easy and accessible. What we found was that Marigold TV, the workshops, really help people to gain those skills and help them take on those roles in television. We looked at it from the audition backwards, and then we looked at each component to make sure that we could make the workshops a success. So we looked at things like a monologue, we looked at on-set etiquette, we also looked at images and some background knowledge. All of those would then give them the confidence and for them to be able to deliver really well at any audition that they were to attend.
Thelma, she's great. She's 83 and she had her first line in television and she's waited all her life for that. So yeah, she came into our first session.
We're desperate to film in the morning. Will you play the Queen? So I said, I'll do anything, you know. So I went along and I drove in a Daimler around the airport, waving to everyone. And of course, all the other extras, of course, were killing themselves. They said, Thelma, we knew you had blue blood in your veins.
I've been involved in some writers' workshops working with a project with Marigold TV, and as part of that they need to provide themselves, each of them, with a monologue, and I've been helping them craft that together from nothing. So basically I've been working with non-writers, hopefully over a few hours turning them into a form of writer, enough anyway to produce their little monologue, and just give them confidence. That's the key. Give them confidence, build their confidence by degrees as the workshops go on. Because I was encouraged myself when I was a youngster to be creative, and I think that everybody has the potential to be very creative. Not everybody gets the chance to unlock that potential. So to be involved in something that does unlock people's potential, I just love it. It's great.
We've done creative writing, which normally terrifies me, but it was actually really gentle, really relaxed, and it was surprising with the exercises and how much you got out of yourself. You could write things down when you thought you had a mind block, so that was quite nice.
Brilliant. That's excellent. That is excellent. Is it? That's really good. That is spot on. What more could I ask? I couldn't improve that. I actually couldn't improve that.
It's an exciting project actually, and I've really enjoyed it, and I've learnt a lot myself from being one of the facilitators. I've just given the participants an insight into attending a commercial casting, how it works, just giving them a little bit of background insight into it, and also giving them mock casting sessions so they know what to expect. And I think it's built their confidence, it's given them a good insight, and hopefully they've all left with smiles on their faces. The whole process of the casting session, people are making their minds up. The whole process starts from them walking into the room. We built first impressions. You're only in that room for maximum 5 minutes. So hopefully I've helped them to be aware, to present themselves, and it's their 5-minute pitch basically. They've got to have their end product. They know exactly what to expect. It's going to be different for each casting session that they attend, but hopefully it's given them the insight of what to expect, and there won't be anything thrown at them in the session that they've not experienced in the workshops.
So yeah, Marigold TV isn't just about becoming an extra on TV, it's about confidence. You know, people come in at the beginning and their confidence just built up and built up, and by the end of it they were very confident people, which is great. You know, where I'm now prepared to let them go on to set because I know they'll fulfill the brief.
Hi, I'm Angela Carrington from The Bigger Picture. I'm a professional photographer and I've got a photography agency in Newcastle. First of all, I went through the basics of what not to do. So after what not to do, I then showed them some really good examples of profile pictures of headshots. So we went from the simple headshot to the full-length headshot, then through to some nice character headshots. So the people in the room who have a specific hobby or talent that might be useful for them to be cast in a job, how best to capture that photographically. And then from that, what we actually did was a little practical session. So they split up initially into groups where they discussed what they would photograph as their character photographs. And then we came back, discussed that together as a group. And then lastly, this was the bit that everyone finds the most fun, is we did a practical session where they went out with whatever it is that they had with them, and then they split up in twos and went and did profile photographs of each other, so it worked really nicely. I was really, really pleased that they'd really listened to what I'd said. They were thinking about where the light was coming into the picture, where the light was on the face, and some of them were absolutely over the moon that they'd actually managed to take some nice photographs. It was great.
That's it. What we're doing today?
We're doing today, we've done for the last 2 weeks, all the information like photographs, the profile of themselves, they're uploading it all onto the website. So basically the measurements, we have to measure properly, all the details, for good photographs, and again, because they need to be in charge of their profile. So all the stuff that they've sort of been doing throughout the course will go onto the website, and just you know, that they have done Marigold TV course as well, which really helps because they now are ready to go onto a TV set.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about your response to the Marigold TV project.
Well, I think this has been fantastic. Coming along here at the end of the 10-week course makes me wish I'd come at the beginning of the 10-week course and been part of it, because it just looks absolutely great, and I think it's a fantastic example of a local business, Marigold TV, working with the Business IP Centre that's run by Newcastle City Council, coming together with the library service, putting in a bid and being successful in submitting a bid to the Arts Council England and putting on this fantastic 10-week course. The result of which is people have got work at the end of 10 weeks, and it's great, you know. I mean, Newcastle is like the cultural heart of the north of England, and I think this kind of proves it. You know, all the things that are going on in the region and the area, and what kind of this course kind of capitalises on that, which is wonderful.
It's great for anyone for TV, because everybody who's been on the Marigold course, we can send out now on a TV set, and most of them have been out on Beowulf and Vera, Dumping Ground. So it's great because I know that I can send them out, and because they attended the course every week, I know they are reliable and confident enough to go out into the world of television.
Well,